here is the raw reality of making your first $1 million, coming from someone who made their first million at the age of 18 and tens of millions of dollars since then. Now, there are 5 raw truths that no one really talks about when it comes to building wealth, especially if you want to do it starting from zero. Now, the first raw truth is that 80% of success is timing. Now, most successful people won't admit that though. They're gonna tell you that the reason they succeeded was due to all of the hard work that they put in, the risks they took, and their discipline to show up and stay consistent day after day, which, by the way, definitely plays a big part in their success for sure. But the point is, there is something else that they never address. Listen, I've been in the online game long enough to see the rise and fall of a ton of different businesses and a bunch of different business models. And I've even experimented and failed, by the way, I'll put my hands up and say that, with multiple of them myself. And throughout this journey, I have noticed that the people who succeed are the ones who took not many, but a few right decisions, which outweigh all of the wrong decisions that they've ever taken. And what I realized, and it actually took me a few years to come to this realization, is that all of these big life decisions had one underlying common factor: timing. Let's be honest, everyone knows that getting into the right industry at the right time can make you rich. This was true with real estate, with the stock market, with crypto, and it's even more true today with the internet and online businesses. Now, here's the thing. Is hard work required? Yes, no question about that. Now, is hard work the deciding factor that's going to decide whether you're going to be successful or not? Not at all. Because if that was the case, every hardworking individual would be a millionaire. And obviously, you can look around and see that that's not the case. The truth is that 80% of success is being at the right place at the right time to catch an opportunity that will inevitably lead you to success, as long as you put in the hard work. And that is how success works. Now, most people will get discouraged hearing that because they think that timing is the same as luck, and thus they can't control it, which is not true at all. And I'll explain why in just a second. And what you need to understand is this: the fact that timing is the decisive factor in your success is actually a great thing, because it means that if you've been working hard for a while now and you feel frustrated that you haven't yet gotten the results that you aspire to get, I have news for you. It's not your fault, because you have been doing what's required, the hard work. You are just missing one piece of the equation: timing. So if you've been putting a lot of pressure on yourself lately and feeling frustrated because you're struggling and it just feels like everyone else is succeeding but you, I want to say just take a deep breath, because I'm about to reveal all of these raw truths that no one else can really talk about, because I've been in the online business space for a decade now. So that way you can finally understand why you're stuck and how you can break free. So now let's get to the $1 million question. How do you get to a position where you find yourself at the right place at the right time to catch that once in a lifetime opportunity that will inevitably lead you to success? How do you control timing? Well, what most people will never realize is that there are actually 2 types of timing. The first one is market timing. Now, market timing relates to the overall economic environment you're in. It's external to you, has nothing to do with you. And there's always those new hot opportunities popping out there, and if you manage to catch one of them before everyone else, it becomes way easier to be successful. And that's a fact. And that, my friend, is what market timing is. But that's not the only type of timing. We also have something that I call career timing. And here is where 99% of people fail with their decisions. Realistically, if you're watching this video, you already know that we are in the best time to start an online business. You wouldn't be watching this video otherwise. That is market timing. But the thing is, there are stages in your career, and you have to consider where in the career spectrum you currently are. Let me explain. If you're currently making less than $1,000 a month, and you're trying to start a $10 million a year business, your odds of succeeding are slim to none, because you probably lack the capital to start it, you lack the experience to run it, and you lack the team to build it. You are at a disadvantage. So that business does not match your career timing. On the other hand, if you're already at 10 and you start a $100,000 a year business, the business in of itself will most likely succeed because you have more than enough experience and capital needed to get it to succeed. However, it will most likely never even get to the scale that you want, because once again, that business does not match your career timing. The point is, and I see so many people make this mistake online, it's so frustrating for me to watch people not understand this concept. But the business you should start to get to $10 million is not the same business to get to $1 million, and that's not the same business to make your first 100,000 10,000, which is also not the same business to make your first 10,000, and so on. And what I realized through my journey is those huge once in a lifetime decisions that completely change the trajectory of your life. The ones where you look back and you just feel like all of the stars were perfectly aligned for you. Just like it was for me when I started my marketing agency back when I was 16, or when I started my first software company a few years later on from there. Those decisions only happen when market timing meets career timing. And when you understand this concept and you apply it, one simple right decision will outweigh all of the wrong decisions you've ever taken. Which means you don't have to stress on taking wrong decisions because they simply don't matter in the long run. All the wrong decisions you've ever taken in your life, they don't matter as long as you manage to match your career timing with market timing when it comes to choosing what business to start. That is the one decision you have to get right, and then everything else will fall into place. But if you get this one wrong, you'll be stuck in a cycle of facing failure after failure in everything you try. So if you're at $1,000, don't try to copy the business I'm starting or the business your favorite entrepreneur is starting, because that could be a $10 million or $100 million a year business, and it simply won't work for you. If you're at $1,000, your goal should be $10,000. If you're at $10,000, your goal should be $100,000. And if you're at zero and you've never made any money online before, and I'm saying this specifically to you because I know that 90% of people watching this haven't made any money online yet. Well, your goal should be make $1,000, just $1,000, not $10,000, not $100,000, not $1 million, just $1,000. I made my first $1,000 online in 2014. And once you get to $1,000, you can think about $10,000. And once you get to $10,000, you can start to think about $100,000 and so on and so forth. But do not try to skip steps or you will fail. That is the one thing I can guarantee you. And if you don't know what the ideal business is to make your first $1,000, I'm gonna mention that very shortly in one of the upcoming Raw Truths. And by the way, before you try to guess, no, it's not an agency. I'm gonna tell you what it is in just a few minutes.